Underdogs is a story of an athlete who was once upon a time one of the greatest athletes in his mind, um, being forced to go back to his old neighborhood and find his way again and tap into who he is rather than who he thought he was. And it's a learning lesson. It's a journey of someone's career, someone's past, and someone's future at the same time. Engaging with old friends and new friends through the kids, through the relationship that I had with my partner Kareem and the relationship I had with my girl Sharice, just sparking up old flames and being able to go back and see my coach to get me the spirit of being who I'm supposed to be, because at times my character gets lost within the idea of him being a superstar and being a regular human being. Jaycen Jennings is the greatest to ever walk on grass. Um, he's flamboyant. Um, he's a winner, sore loser. He's an asshole. So we don't really mix a match like that. The only thing that we similar at is probably we look alike. And we brought in great writers to take my story and my idea. And we brought in some kids from my football league to help us pattern and shape the story. And then we brought in real people who could help this become a real movie and not just something that's like a Saturday afternoon special. We want this to hit you in the heart, and for people to really understand that this is something that I treasure. This is like one of my babies. You know what I'm saying? To be able to present this motion picture and to be able to present it with a great director and a great film company. Snoop Youth Football League was created in 2005. Um, we've done a lot of great works in the community. We've sent a lot of kids to high school to graduate, a lot of kids to Division I colleges, and then all over colleges to graduate. We sent a lot of kids to the NFL. We got Rhodes Scholars, lawyers, firemen, police chiefs. Like, we've done a lot of great work in the community from a football league that started over 15 years ago to now. We're in a great space. And then, like 3 or 4 years ago, we started the Snoop Youth Special Stars, where we deal with kids with disabilities and special needs. So now we compliment all of the kids. We're not missing and we're not leaving no kid behind. So we got the kids that are athletic, and then we got the special needs kids. And it's just a culmination of who I am, as far as like I love to give back and I love to be a part of these kids' life because I'm the biggest kid in the room. Yeah, I think the Underdogs is like a team that I coached once upon a time. I've coached a lot of teams that were just great and they were superlative and they just outmatched everybody. And then recently I coached a couple of underdog teams that wasn't expected to do much. Kids never knew how to play football. This was their first year. And then we grew over a time period of me becoming a better coach, them becoming better players. I'm learning from them learning from me. And then eventually these kids end up winning the championship and going to high school and then going to college. And then some of them in the NFL right now, and they still call me coach to this day. So that's the biggest achievement to me, is to be able to still remain coach years after I coach these underdogs. I think this movie right here is a community rebuilder. It will help build the community to show that this is the way the community is supposed to be. Everybody's looking out for each other. We're supposed to cater to and make sure that we all are accompanying each other and supporting each other. And that's what this story is mainly about. It's about a successful athlete who made it, but he moved away from his hood. But now he's forced to go back, and he's finding out that he never left, but at the same time, the people from the hood has always had his back, and this is going to help him become the real person that he's supposed to be and not the superstar. Jaycen and Kareem. Kareem was one of Jason's childhood friends. They used to spend the night together. They played football together. They did everything together practically. But Jaycen chose another path as far as athletics and school and education, and Kareem chose his path. but it never knocked them from being friends. It's just it took one on a different journey. And now that they're back together again, Kareem is still in the mind state of we still kids. We still buddies from elementary school. It's just the way it was. Everything is just like it was, like it never changed. But Jaycen is so far detached to where he feels distant, but Kareem is pulling him back in because this is the reality that he's been missing. He's been missing somebody to check him and give him things that are truth rather than, blowing smoke up Jason's ass because that's what he's used to. Working with Charles Stone, let me tell you, I was honored to work with him because one of my favorite movies is Paid in Full. And when I found out that that's the movie that he directed, I was like, oh, I gotta work with him. So I'm expecting some gangster shit, but then I'm like, okay, this movie ain't that. So when we get to the point of actually shooting the movie, I'm noticing how he's like, every time we shoot, he'll come over to me and he'll talk to me and he gives me information and direction on how the scene could be better or how I could do it in a different way. And that's what I thrive for. That's what I long for as an actor. I long for a director to actually direct me and not just feel like, okay, he's got it. He can, no, say it this way. No, think about this when you do it. Put a little bit of this in there. No, come in hot. No, think about it before you do this. Turn this way. Like, that's the part of an actor that I've always dreamed of having a great director to direct me. And that's what I'm getting in this movie right now. I'm getting great direction. Hopefully, it looks as good as it feels, to where people can enjoy the shit the way I've been enjoying myself as the lead in this movie. The comedy in this movie is it's roller coaster because it's not typical. It's not your typical urban comedy. You're dealing with kids and you're dealing with all different races and dealing with different genres. So we wanted to make sure that we hit all of the angles that come with Snoop Dogg, right? Because Snoop Dogg is the star. So when you think of the star, you think about, okay, who is he playing? Jaycen Jennings. Well, he has to bring a little bit of Snoop Dogg to Jaycen Jennings. So this will enable me to captivate and cultivate the whole audience at the same time while doing my thing under the Jaycen Jennings moniker. This is like some real deal, what I love dealing with. Like kids who experience wanting to be grown, but the adult gives them enough room to hang themselves and then he puts them back in their place. That's the way I grew up. Like I couldn't cuss around my mother, but my uncles, I can cuss like around them. You know what I'm saying? So it was like certain things I could get away with, and I feel like this movie is so perfect for that because it enables these kids to be real. I think the growth to watch this character grow on screen, to watch the kids grow on screen, to watch the relationship grow, like just to see things come together. Like it's beautiful when you can watch a movie unfold right before your eyes and see the magic happen, and just to see all of the beautiful things that we thought that could happen when we created this movie, when we put it on paper, when we had the table read, when we did the screen testing to actually shooting it. Like that's the beauty of it all. Working with the rest of the cast, well, Tika is my friend. That's my homegirl. She been my homegirl for a while. Boom, Mike Epps. Meet him back in the days, my homeboy. George Lopez back in the days. So when it's time to do this movie and it's casting, certain names pop up, I naturally just say, oh, that's his role. Oh, that's her role. And when they do the screen test and do the reading with me, it's right out the park because you can feel the chemistry. So to be able to work with your friends and know that they're professional and they have a resume and they really great at what they do makes me better. And I think the tone is necessary with the world that we're living in right now. There's so much drama and negativity and bad energy. This is a great energy movie. It has a little bit of those elements that you want to see. You want to root for the underdog. You want to see family come together. You want to see an argument come to an understanding. You want to see resolution. You want to see all of the great things that can happen in life. And I think this movie gives you that. And it's covering every perspective from the kids all the way to the adults, to the athletes, to the entertainers, just to the regular people that live in the regular world. So the underdogs is something, like I say, that could actually change the face of the world because it's an underdog story, from underdog to wonder dog.